I've been called a post-wall woman twice. The Urban Dictionary defines it as a woman who is past her fertility window and has become very unattractive to men. After women hit 35, they are basically a post-wall woman. It's like they hit a wall at full speed and they got their face all messed up. It's interesting how people can come up with such creative terms to tear people down. Too bad they don't come up with such terms to lift people up. Oh well.
I don't know who you are. I don't know what your gender is. I don't know how old you are because you're from a troll account with no followers. However, I think we should dissect this a little bit. You are calling me a washed up girl that hit the wall because I said that a 45-year-old grown adult should not date a teenager. Let's break it down. I am not a washed up girl. I am a 39-year-old woman. I have 3 kids. Once I was a girl. Once I was a teenager. And I tell you what, many grown men tried to hit on me, and I was disgusted then, as I am disgusted now, because it is fucking disgusting behavior. Get a life.
So, I don't know if you know this about me, but according to the Passport Bros and the Red Pill guys, I too hold the high honor of being a post-wall, bitter, single baby mama. And one thing you gotta know about me is I take this role very seriously. So, at almost 36 years old, I saw an opportunity to come on and just give my opinion and laugh a little bit before I had to really just admit that I am an old bitter hag and throw in the towel and take the shit to Facebook like all of the other old bitter hags. So that's really why, but thanks for commenting and stopping by.
A lot about how we're fed this idea that men get better with age and that mature men are sexy and men get salt and pepper and wrinkles and dad bods, and it's literally deemed to be hot. Meanwhile, women are only allowed to age if done so gracefully, not to mention the societal pressure for women to remain hairless, essentially mimicking the likeness of someone who's, I don't know, prepubescent. The most used and searched term in pornography is teen. There are only 2 years in a woman's life where she should be engaging, hopefully consensually, in the production of pornography as a teen, 18 and 19. I want you to sit and think about the societal impact that has on both men and women.
She needs to slow down because all I hear when she talks is... But honestly, it just gets exhausting to hear people always blame everything on the patriarchy or what society has forced upon us. Have you ever sat back and thought maybe these are just people's choices?
The truth about it is, y'all, I'm hurting y'all because I want to be loved. I want marriage. You know, a lot of us get on here, we act tough and we be like, I don't want a man, I don't need a man, but I want help. I want to be loved. I want somebody to love me. I want somebody I can be vulnerable with. The problem is, and I'm not crying y'all because I'm sad, I'm crying y'all because it's like a release right now. But the problem for me, y'all, is that all the relationships that I had with men were not about love. It was about survival for me. I know how to fuck. I know how to cook. I know how to clean. I know how to seduce a man. I do not know how to love a man. And then to have a son, because of those choices that I was making, y'all, and I got pregnant really, really fast. I got pregnant within 90 days of knowing my baby daddy. And we don't talk about this shit because it's embarrassing and it hurts. It fucking hurts. And I'm mad with me. I'm not mad at men. I'm not mad at my life. I'm mad at me because I don't know how to fix me. I don't know how to fix it. That's accountability. That's the shit that hurts. It's realizing that, hey, I got some shit with me that I don't know how to fucking fix. And in turn, because I don't know how to fix that shit, I'm fucking up other people around me. That's accountability. That's the shit that we don't put on social media. I want marriage. You know, a lot of us get on here, we act tough.
So the first thing that I want to say is that vulnerability is one of the most humble spaces that you can be in. When you can operate, out of humility and out of a space of being nothing, for lack of better words, like when you can operate out of space of nothingness and know that like, you're broken, you've been through a lot of things, you're hurt, and you realize that there's change necessary for you to grow, that's a very special place to be in. However, the problem is that a lot of women go through their prime years, when they be like, I'm fine, I'm in my prime, they go through all those stages and they're rejecting men left and right. Most of the men that come around them who are marriage minded and who are, perfect husband material, they don't want to be with them. They're too busy living their hot girl summer or living their best life, and then they get to this age where they probably already have children. They've already, kind of plateaued out. They're already in a sense stuck in their ways. Not all, but most of the women who get older or people who get older get stuck in their ways. And then they come to this, they have this epiphany like, oh my gosh, I've been doing things wrong and now I need to change. And again, her openness and vulnerability should be applauded for sure, because there's women who would just be wrong and strong all the days of their life and never think that they need to change. But however, one of the biggest problems that men constantly talk about and that men constantly have is that, there was men who were probably perfect husbands, right? Suitable to be, great lifelong partners that you passed up because you thought that you would always have a plethora of options. And then now the vulnerability that you're offering is not in your prime years. So now somebody is going to have to come along, maybe, help you raise your kids, or maybe get the latter stage of life version of you. And a lot of men are saying, this is great, but sometimes it's a little late in the game for that conversation. Again, you're going to have some men who are completely open to this, who realize the vulnerable state, and this is a great state to be in. Again, this is something that's going to evoke change, but the deeper conversation is that younger women, you have to take this to heart, because maybe there's a possibility that all those options that you have now that you think you're always going to have, just keep in mind that there's a possibility you're not always going to have them.